What's up, gang? Welcome to another Wake Up Humans episode with my man, Dr. Drew Henderson. How are you, brother?
Man, I'm doing near perfect. It's a Monday, it's favorite day of the week,
It's your
and I'm not
favorite day.
BSing either. I love it. We
It
had
is
a
a
great time
travel,
at Sherman.
yeah, travel weekend for us, brother.
It was. We were over at Lyceum at Sherman College of Straight Chiropractic,
That's
and we
right.
had a IFCO board meeting, which we got a lot accomplished.
Yeah, it's short. It was our first official IFCO board meeting. And, there's a lot of grumblings. There's people really upset with us with doing it. But, at the end of the day, the history is no one will want to hear us out or let us work, man. We tried. We tried making change. We tried propelling things forward. And even when our man Cordero became CEO and they just wanted him to be a roadshow for membership, but people were signing up for nothing. So this meeting was productive and a vision was cast, man, that
It
we
is.
got work to do. Like it's like anything. It's like growing a practice. We got a lot, but what's the value? And that's what we talk about. What value can we add to the students and the doctors in the profession? So that I feel really good about.
Yeah, and it's real value, and people gonna grumble. They grumble all the time,
Yeah.
and I just don't care. And I think a lot of people grumble because they're nervous.
They grumble because they don't know what's going on. They're
Yeah.
getting people. It's amazing how much grown ass men gossip.
Oh my gosh.
I just got off the phone with someone, and they were asking me about a situation. I said, "Well, let me explain my part of the story, and you tell me what he was." Well, they didn't say anything about that. I said, "Of course." I
Hmm.
said, "So I don't know if I'm embellishing, if they're embellishing, the truth's in the middle, but it's nothing with what you presented in the beginning." And he was like, "I said it's gossip.
Yeah.
Stop gossiping. Grow up. Like there's many great chiropractors that we just need to band together and build a vision for the people and grow chiropractic, period."
Yeah, and real chiropractic, like Dr. Sid said, we have all these people quoting Dr. Sid here and there. They take it out of context. I'd be surprised if they ever met him. I know you and I and some other people were pallbearers at his funeral.
That's right.
We were intimately connected to this man, and we know his thoughts, we know his desires. We have sat around to 3, 4 o'clock in the morning
Yeah.
talking about that stuff.
Right.
You know, it's you can't just take a little snippet. And like his vision, his what he sees as chiropractic is that the body is a self-healing, self-regulating organism, and subluxations, that nerve pressure, interfere with the body's full expression of life. And then a chiropractor comes, we give that adjustment, and we remove that interference. And when that happens, life, health, and vitality come back in the body.
Let me tell you something. These people are good people and they'll agree with that 110%. Then you open up their website and you look at what they do in their office, and they're doing a lot of other things as part of their practice. It's not like
Hmm.
they're referring out or referring down the hall and saying, I'm in a medical building, go see this person down the hall and go get PT, go get this done, but it's got nothing to do with me. I do a chiropractic. They don't do that. They bring it in as part of their business and they mix it in with chiropractic and it dilutes it. And that's where the problem is.
Yep. Yep. I mean, chiropractic concerns itself with the correction of the vertebral subluxation. It's correction and an appropriate referral when something is beyond that. Like we all need to do things. We need to do things. I take supplements. I'm not going to get my supplements from a chiropractor.
Right. Dean Sotilli had one of the greatest lines ever. He's like, "Why are we opening a GNC? Send them to GNC."
Yeah.
You know,
Yeah. Yeah.
but
Google
it's
it.
money. Listen, I'm starting to do this. I'm collecting all these postcards and advertisements I get, to do the other things out there that they try to upsell us to make money. They're advertising to me on how to make more money. And I'm going to put it on my wall for the patients to see. This is why we don't do this stuff. This is where the intention is. It's not chiropractic. If you were a number to me and I was just all entrepreneurial spirit, I would use the hell out of you and take as much money as I can and then kick you to the curb.
Yeah, and how awkward is it to be like, look, I've got the noni juice, I got the goji juice, I got this stuff. This is what you need. It is jogging in a jug. You don't have to jog anymore. And then a year and a half later, you're like, listen, I was wrong. This is actually the best stuff. And you rinse and repeat at least once a week we have people tell us in our office that I just love that I am not upsold anything.
Yep. It's funny. We have a good friend here who's a retired dentist. And the week before we had DE at Clearwater, she had a conference she went to where she's learning how to prescribe and fix people's leaky gut syndrome and give vitamins, and she loves it. She's very
There you are.
she said, Steve, the majority of people there were chiropractors. And here she is, a dentist, learning the same thing they are.
Hmm.
And they can send out for blood work. And then when the blood work comes in, they have a chart that says prescribe, prescribe, prescribe. And it doesn't mean it can't help people, but it breaks my heart. I'm like, be a damn chiropractor. Let the dentist do the functional medicine. And she's smart. She's smart as hell. She knows her stuff. But she's just looking for a side hustle because she loves to help people or whatever. But she says, I talk to these chiropractors and I ask them, why not just learn to adjust?
Yeah.
It's because they don't want to work. They want to work from home.
Yeah, and adjust well. Like know, like do your analysis. Know that they're subluxated. Give that correction. Do your analysis again, your post analysis. It
Yeah,
should be clear.
that's it.
It's that simple. And then people's like, oh well, I mean, we see our fair share of people, right? We're above average in volume, and people are like, oh, are you running them through there like cattle? I want to take more time. It's like, all right, so your spouse or your kids. Do you spend 30 minutes with your kids? No, you check them, you adjust them, and let them go play. Why do we want to hoodwink people into making them think, oh, they're getting a better value? That's how I'm going to charge $750 a visit.
But listen, we learned this from Dr. Sid. This was his fight. This is why, Dr. Sid, the words these guys use is collaborate, which, Dr. Sid wanted to collaborate. 100%. Dr. Sid said, keep your enemies close. He called them frenemies.
Yep,
I'm
frenemies.
really bad. I'm really bad at that. If I don't like you, you know it. I'll tell you to your face, and then you just talk shit behind my back. I never learned that lesson well, and Sid was great at it. I've been in rooms where names would come up, and I'm like, holy cow! But he kept them close. Some of them massaged his feet. Like he knew what he was doing. Like he was smart.
He did, and a lot of that too. It all goes back to lasting purpose. He was living that lasting purpose life of
That's
giving,
right.
loving, serving, doing, with no
That's
expectation of return.
better than any of us could. That's for
Yeah.
sure. That's
No.
hands down. If that's one thing, that's like my limitation to matter. It's like, I don't know. I fail all the time. But, for me, it's like, and don't try to reach out now. And I would tell anybody listening to this, get his book, Looking Back to See Ahead. It's, uh, it's, it's about as thick as volume 18,
Hmm.
and it starts from like 1966 with things that he was saying and doing up until like the 90s, articles and conversations and arguments. And there's things in there, man, that will rock your world.
Man, and you can just open it up, and there's letters from governors in there. There's letters to governors. There's letters to presidents in there.
Right,
Like, what is he saying to the president of the United States?
right,
And the
right,
president replies,
right.
like,
And listen, and he wasn't saying, and we get it. Like they're saying they don't want a merger, right? We don't want that either. But it's also, to collaborate is okay. You want to have a conversation, we'll have a conversation. But I'm not going to pay you to have the conversation.
no.
I'm not going to join your organization to have a seat at the table, and that's what's happened.
I mean, seat at the table where they're poisoning your food.
Right. Well, you get food poisoning. They tell me, well, we've been at the table for 10 years. We can't lose it. You got food poisoning, man. Leave. And they didn't like that answer.
Now, and they say these different groups may be on different sides of the spectrum. They may actually say they're different, but functionally they're not much difference. Meeting a while back, a few weeks ago, there was that group. One of them was meeting beside ours, same time. I just went in and looked at their vendors. You would think it was a medical practice
Yeah.
vendors in there.
Yeah.
There's not much difference. What's the intention? Is it to remove some symptoms, or is it to correct the cause of all or nearly all of your health problems?
Yeah. Yeah. And it was a weak showing,
Hmm.
total silliness. And it doesn't have to be that way, man. It didn't have to be that way. And I know they're going to listen to this, and I'll get one or two texts from a couple of them saying, well, that's not what we mean. And that's not what's happening. I sat in the room for years. We fought and argued for years, and you voted the other way. And now people are upset. Well, why did they leave? Why did they abandon? Because we tried. We tried, man. We tried making massive change. And now it's like I sit in this room with these IFCO guys and I'm hearing reports from overseas, internationally, things that are happening that I've never heard in chiropractic before.
Yeah.
You want to be international, you got to be international.
Yeah. I mean, South America, IFCO has a strong grip on Central South America.
Yeah,
You know, Europe, my gosh, such a stronghold in Europe too, you know, and we're
yeah,
expanding quick. Like Australia's next. Some great people in Australia. It's
that's right.
next, man.
That's right.
You know,
And a
and
lot of students, it's a lot of students that are stepping up now, getting involved.
yep,
And
yep,
it's tough. I'm not going to say it's easy either, because I was an ICA guy through and through because of BJ and Dr. Sid, and that was my rally cry. That was my rally cry, man. And even today, talking about it, it hurts me, man. It's like it's weird, but at the end of the day, it's like if we're not going to be true to the principle, then we have to do the right thing. And like I said, we weren't walking away for something; we're walking towards something else. And I listen. I hope we put our money where our mouth is, and we grow, and we get things done, and we create a movement, and just like Dr. Sid did. And there's a lot of great chiropractors out there that I feel that if we could get focused and come together and put our minds together and collaborate and work together, we don't have to like agree on everything, but if we agree on like the principle and we could promote that to these students and get them fired up to be damn chiropractors, our profession will keep growing. And I say keep growing because it is growing.
yeah, it is. And there is no lack in patience.
Right,
There's no lack.
right.
We're in a small town and every one of them counts. Like everything counts. They're, and we're busy. We're busy. And as long as you tell them the truth, deliver the goods, it's hard not to be successful, you know?
Well, the truth, you can't, it's the media does this all the time. They'll read one sentence for something, quoting somebody, and they miss the beginning and they miss in the end and they misinterpret the one sentence. And that's what you got to be careful of. And like what I tell these kids, we did this many years ago and people hated us for it. It's like when I refer someone, I just tried finding a patient, a chiropractor up in Wisconsin, and I went on the DE page and they gave me a name. I went to the website. It wasn't even called a chiropractic office. It was a physical therapy medicine office, had everything under the sun. And I'm thinking, one, why the hell are you on this page and why are you sending one of my patients there? That's not happening. And they're like, well, you actually went to the website? I said, I care about my patients, man. I worked hard to get them heading in the right direction.
Hmm.
Like I want to send them to a chiropractor and no, it's a chiropractor.
Yeah. And somebody, and I even first look, are they really a DE chiropractor? It's the DE chiropractic page.
No,
They ever been to DE?
right.
Yeah. And if they have been to DE, then I go to the webpage.
Let me tell you, Drew, our students deserve better.
They do.
Standing in that room when we spoke to the students and how young, man, like they're so young and they're excited for chiropractic that if the wrong people get in their ear and they get misled, they've got a horrible journey ahead of them, a lot of suffering. And we see it at DE all the time. These guys that are in practice 10, 12 years and they're in trouble. And then they come to DE and we have to shed the husks, unravel, and help them find chiropractic like we did with Moriarty. You look at him, right? Prime example. He'll tell you firsthand. I mean, that kid had more debt than anyone in the room and was suffering, caught on to everything we were teaching and saying and turned his whole life around.
Boom. Like that.
Andy Harding, same thing. These students don't have to ever go down that road.
No. And there's vipers. I hate to say this. There are vipers in this profession. All these students sitting there just like puppies, right?
Yeah.
Like they're just open. Now you get a puppy, you can make them mean and vicious, or you can make them loving and a service dog. Either
Yeah.
one. It's the way you train them. And we want to train these students in chiropractic.
100%. And you can see it in their eyes, man,
Yep.
and now
They're hungry.
having a,
Hungry.
having a daughter go into school and I'm seeing some papers and things she's writing for grants and things and hearing the verbiage she's using. She's not asking for me for help. She just wrote a paper on the big idea and I cried reading it. I'm like, wow,
Yeah.
where did that come from? It came from bringing her. She was breastfed in the back of the room at DE.
Mm-hmm.
Dr. Sid held her in her, it's inbred in her, man. She had no idea but to absorb the principle subconsciously. And if we
It's
could do that at the schools, these kids are going to come out and crush it.
yeah. And And you can ask her how long it took her to write that article, that paper, and she may say, 6 hours, but it took her 22 years.
Yeah, that's a fact, bro. Good point.
22 years is
Good
what it
point.
took to write that,
Yeah, think about that.
you know, just
Yeah,
mind
man.
blowing. And, talking about merger, there've always been talks about in Georgia, the GCA and the GCC merging. Dr. Sid left the GCA because they were getting more medicalized. On record, I am great with a merger with the GCA, GCC. We can dissolve the GCA and everybody come over to the GCC. We'll be happy to have you. So
Right.
come on. We're here
That's right.
for it. You know what I mean?
That's right.
We are here for it. And 25 years ago or so, Charleston Heston was talking at the NRA National Convention, talking about gun control rights. He held up this old musket, old Civil War rifle. He like, from my cold dead hands, they'll take this from me. And that's how I feel about the principle. From my cold dead hands, will they take the principle out of Georgia? Not going to
Right.
happen.
Sherman had an awesome speaker, that African American guy that spoke and told this whole story about he grew up rough in the Bronx and was in a gang. And it took one teacher to sit him down, hear his story, share her story, give him a hug, and then sit with him and train him and teach him how to read, how to focus, how to study. And he went on to become the debate coach at Yale College. And you think about these kids coming out, they need to be embraced and taught the principle. They
Mm-hmm.
need to be given a space where they argue about what innate intelligence is, what universal intelligence is. What does it mean that we don't heal the body and the body does it? We don't really deliver an adjustment, but the innate intelligence does and takes it and connects to it. And that's why we rest them. And BJ Palmer would rest people for 4 hours. Why? Why are we doing that? Scanning, post scanning. Why do we x ray? Why not x ray? You discuss it, hug it out, argue tomorrow. Act like a mom's handing you a baby and say, Can you help my baby? My baby's
Yes,
having seizures. Yes. What are you going to say?
absolutely.
And then go drill on raw eggs and speeder boards and body drops. And that's all the stuff these kids need, man. They don't need to be hearing about saving state organizations, and they need to focus on becoming a damn chiropractor. And it's our job as the leaders in the profession, instead of showing up and trying to upsell them to become part of a coaching program or some other program, how about we just teach them how to be damn chiropractors and help them get there first?
Yep, and that's the only thing we do at DE.
Yeah,
Teach you how to be a chiropractor, teach you how to
yeah,
be a servant. And
yeah.
that guy speaking at Lyceum you mentioned, what touched me the most, I welled up in tears when the teacher said, "We are going to rewrite this paper." And he like, "What you mean we?" He's never heard "we" before in his
Yeah,
life.
yeah, yeah.
And we were lucky enough, we were blessed enough that Dr. Sid said, we are going to help you learn these principles. We are going to take you there. We're going to do this. And now that's what we're doing, people coming to DE. Like, we are going to help you. It's us together working on this.
That's right. That's
You know,
right. And if we could
you're
pull
not
ourselves,
alone. You're not alone. I don't care where you're at. You're not alone.
amen, brother. Amen. So listen, at the end of the day, we say it every show. Get to DE, ifde.com, lifede.com, lifede.com. Get yourself there. We got a bunch of students from Sherman that just heard us speak, a bunch of first quarter students that are fired up. And I said, look, I went first quarter in 1994. I have not missed. Your life will never be the same if you do it now. Just remember this moment. Remember this moment, So we got some young warriors coming up, man, but they're young. They're
Oh,
22, 23, 24 years old. I mean, we got work to do, man, and we got to help them and embrace them and carry them through school. And I said, don't let school get in the way of your education.
nope, nope. I have learned more in the halls at DE and in the room at DE than probably ever in chiropractic school.
And don't worry about the drama. Don't worry about ICA, ACA, IFCO, W. Don't worry about that. Worry about learning what a subluxation is and how to adjust it. Join the IFCO. We're going to be putting things together there to help you all along as a student because we care, and it's not going to cause you a dime. It's not going to lead you into some kind of coaching program down the road that's going to make another guy money. It's going to teach you the principle. When you show up at DE every time and create relationships, you watch how your life's going to change.
Yeah, and just show up. Just show up
Yep.
over and over and over.
Yep.
And things will get amazingly clear for what you need to do. And just like you said about don't worry about the politic, the ACA, ICA stuff. These students shouldn't worry about it because you know what? I ain't worried about it either. We just cranked out an awesome day at the office, seeing tons of people. We're on here. We're reaching 180, 190,000 people watching this. I'm not worried about that stuff a whole lot.
Stick to
Not
the
a whole
truth.
lot. I'm
Stick
not
to the
losing
truth.
sleep, brother. I'm not losing sleep.
Stick to the truth. We got great people that are on that, people that are dedicated to that. It'll be okay.
Yep. Yep. You're going to be all right. You're going to
Get
be all right.
Stevenson's textbook and study it. Get Palmer's Law of Life and study it. Get Sid's Lasting Purpose and Meadowlands and study it. Read it together as a group.
Yeah. There's and if you have questions or concerns or worries or you're at a crossroads and don't know what to do, left or right, call somebody, text somebody. Like we're available. Like you're not alone. Just know that like you're not alone.
And the intention is we want to give, love, serve out of our own abundance without attachment. We're not looking to get anything from you. What we're looking for is to make chiropractic the most powerful healing art in the world. It already is, but to get it out there to the masses as it should be. That's all we want. And we want you to succeed. We want you to be able to pay off your student loans in 5 or 6 years
Hmm.
and to live debt free and to kick butt and be happy and abundant and build a high value family.
Yeah. That's it, man. It's so simple. Oh, it really is. It's just so simple.
Amen, my man. So closing words, Drew.
Man, listen, join the IFCO. It's $33 if you're a student for your whole time in school. It's crazy not to. You get a whole wealth of free things. You remember the On Purpose tapes? You get On Purpose subscription with that $33. Boom. You have a huge network of people that care for you, love for you, want the best for you. Same thing at DE. Come to DE. It's economically priced for students. You can
Yeah,
come, believe
yeah.
me, and you'll have the time of your life. You'll meet people that will be your friends forever at DE.
Amen. DE will give you proximity to the greatest, more successful chiropractors in the world. That one conversation will change your entire life. So love you, Drew, man.
Yep.
We'll talk
Love
soon.
y'all.